The secondary qualitative research on how teachers as stakeholders approach mindfulness practice in education has provided valuable information regarding the complexity of the roles mindfulness interventions are playing in addressing student needs as well as supporting teacher well-being needs. In this context, the research demonstrates that teachers overall have positive perceptions of mindfulness interventions, primarily in reducing and preventing negative emotional states and promoting positive affective states among students within classroom settings. Idealistically, teachers see reception in students who practice mindfulness as a way that helps them reduce stress and control their outbursts in class. This emotional stability is usually attributed as the cause of better performance, as students who are calm are likely to engage themselves in study properly. However, the findings of the study support the notion that teachers view mindfulness as a useful teaching strategy for cultivating social competencies explicitly in young learners. In this way, mindfulness helps students to acquire valuable skills, including empathy, self-control, and resilience, that may prevent classroom disruptions and promote positive student behaviors while at the same time helping them cope with school and later life. To the elders, especially to those learners in competitive education systems, mindfulness is seen as a good technique of managing stress and focusing on lessons that are crucial for success. Self-awareness programs can help enhance students' behavior in class according to several empirical findings. It is also important to consider that those students who are more mindful may be more focused and produce less distractions. Class teachers have noted that there are lesser incidences of student indiscipline and increased compliance in the class. It would be due to the enhanced self-observation and control that mindfulness practices provide. Students will be able to control their impulses as well as the way they relate with people and objects when they become more aware of their thoughts and feelings. This is good since it reduces time taken in disciplining students, hence the teacher is more on teaching and the students more on learning. It should be noted that mindfulness interventions have been useful in academic achievement. Through its practice, mindfulness assists students in attention, memory, and executive functions since the practice is constant. Most of these cognitive enhancements are crucial in academic activities because they influence attention, intake of information, and reasoning of the learner. For instance, the exercises that demand the student's focus on a given activity for an extended period help in developing the strength to pay attention to tasks for long. With this improved focus, the students have the ability to excel in class practices and exams. In addition, the improvement of memory and its retrieval through the use of mindfulness practice assists students in retaining information and it improve on their performance. Over the last few years, incorporating mindfulness applications in school environments has attracted interest, and several research studies have been conducted to evaluate the effects of mindfulness on learners' well-being and academic performance. Since teachers are the frontline implementers, they must be used in assessing the effectiveness of these tools. These views provide useful insights on how these applications affect the classroom, student conduct and academic achievement. A brief assessment of the views of teachers shows that they have a favorable attitude towards the applications of mindfulness. Teachers note that all of these tools enhance students' emotional self-awareness and ability to handle stress. According to the American Psychological Association (ARPA) poll in 2021, 76% of teachers reported that their students' anxiety and stress reduced when using mindfulness applications regularly. This reduction in stress not only assists in improving the overall climate of the classroom, but also helps in improving students' abilities to complete tasks that are academically related. The literature review will focus on the efficacy of mindfulness interventions in students and their effects on the emotional health and performance of students where such interventions have been implemented. It will look at the ways in which mindfulness enhances students' self-control, conduct within the classroom, and learning capacity, thus helping to create a better teaching and learning environment and its impact on academic performance. The review will also look at the barriers to adopting mindfulness in classrooms among teachers, including time constraints, students' diversity, among others, and lack of enough training and resources among teachers. It will elaborate on how these challenges can complicate the process of implementing mindfulness in school. The literature review will discuss the factors affecting teachers' attitudes towards the impact of mindfulness, including their attitudes towards mindfulness, their experiences, and beliefs about it. Teachers with personal experience of mindfulness, or those who consider students' emotions important, will have more positive attitudes towards these interventions and manage them well. In contrast, a person with little contact or with specific skepticism may have difficulties or even rejection of applying mindfulness activities.
Sleeping rough. People sleeping, about to bed down, sitting on, in or standing next to their bedding, or bedded down in the open air, such as on the streets, in tents, doorways, parks, bus shelters or encampments, people in buildings or other places not designed for habitation, such as stairwells, barns, sheds, car parks, cars, derelict boats, stations, or bushes. The definition does not include people in hostels or shelters, people in campsites or other sites used for recreational purposes or organized protest, squatters or travelers. Social housing. Social homes are provided by housing associations, not-for-profit organizations that own, let, and manage rented housing, or a local council. Intersectionality is an analytic sensibility, a way of thinking about identity and its relationship to power. Originally articulated on behalf of black women, the term brought to light the invisibility of many constituents within groups that claim them as members but often fail to represent them, as single-axis approaches towards the inequalities of gender or race fail to recognize the complexity of social structures and subjective experiences.